Are you looking for a way to reach thousands of your ideal prospects online and dramatically increase the amount of leads your company is currently generating? In today's video, I'm going to be discussing exactly why YouTube is the highest leverage marketing channel today and how your business can use it to dramatically grow its online following and generate a steady stream of leads month after month. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Bailey Canning. I'm an independent marketing strategist based in Boulder, Colorado. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down all the reasons why YouTube and consistently creating content on YouTube is one of the best overall marketing strategies you could possibly pursue to dramatically increase the amount of eyeballs and attention and just the amount of people that know about your business online. And secondly, how YouTube is one of the best platforms for taking that attention and then ultimately allowing your business to generate leads from the people watching your videos. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to subscribe to my channel before we get into it, because that really, helps me out and basically will enable you to continually get these videos that I'll be putting out week after week, all about using different digital marketing tactics to grow your company online and all just a bunch of insider tips on how to do that as well. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. And I want to start kind of just at a foundational philosophical level, if you will, for a second, and talk to you about how, at this point in time, YouTube is essentially 21st century television. This is especially true if you are a millennial such as myself. People are no longer using YouTube just to watch videos on their desktops or their phones. I'm sure you go over a family or friend's house, you see they have a smart TV or some sort of streaming box that connects right to YouTube. And if you're a millennial or younger, Gen Z even, I'm sure you can see in your own media habits that you are regularly using YouTube to consume content in the way that your parents' generation would have used YouTube to just watch standard television. This is a very important realization and mindset shift that entrepreneurs, business owners, and marketers all need to make. Because if we think, for example, back in the Mad Men days in the 1960s when television was really just coming to the fore, how it worked back then was there was like 3 channels, ABC, CBS, NBC. And in order to get media on those channels, you needed to have a highly produced show with a cast and paid talent and producers and directors and filmmakers. And then you also had to get buy-in from the board of directors and the corporate structure of those companies. And then you'd have to get all the content approved. It would have to get run through this very corporate entity. And then ultimately it would go out to the mass markets. But today, YouTube has essentially become the one platform where anybody can just create a channel for free and you can just start producing content directed towards your exact audience. And you don't need to get approval from anyone. There are some censorship issues, I will admit that, but let's not talk about that for the purposes of today's video. And so now any business, any company, any individual can just start putting out content. And YouTube is also, it must be worth noted, 1, it's a subsidiary of Google, but 2, it is the world's second largest search engine besides Google. And many times, as you'll see, Google often will put YouTube video results on the first page if it's relevant to what you're searching for. All this is to say is that not only is YouTube the largest video platform online today where people can find your content and where your content can get thousands, if not even millions of views if you were to really, hit it out of the park, but people actively go to YouTube when they're searching for a problem they have, whether that's how to make their lawn greener, whether that's how to build a website in Webflow, whether that's how to hire a realtor to sell their home. YouTube has become one of the biggest platforms today. And unlike platforms like Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, where it can be really hard to carve out a niche and really start to generate results from those platforms, YouTube and the way the algorithm works is super rewarding to business owners and entrepreneurs and content creators that you can carve out a niche, you can get a good amount of subscribers, and you can really start to generate business results only after producing a few videos. And that is why I think basically every business needs to be creating some sort of video content. The mindset shift needs to be made, which Gary Vee has talked about many times, of a business doing the core business services it does. So for me, that's building websites, helping my clients with marketing campaigns, etc. But also on top of that service, every company and every business needs to be viewing themselves as also a media producer. And what type of content are they going to create to really get people to engage with them online, to get eyeballs and grow awareness about their business? By the way, if you're finding this video helpful and you'd like to pick my brain on your company's current marketing strategy, link in the description below to book a free strategy call with me. I'll take the time to learn about your business, and based on all that, help you map out a completely custom marketing game plan. It's also going to be noted that YouTube is unbelievably engaging, probably to a fault. I definitely noticed this in my personal life. I watch way too many YouTube videos, trying to limit it only to the weekends, but I mean, it's kind of ubiquitous, whether you want to get like a guitar lesson or you just want to like see the news, like everything's on YouTube these days. The average watch time for a single YouTube session is 40 minutes, meaning if someone goes on YouTube, they're probably going to be there for 40 minutes. You compare that to something like Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, where it's very short-sighted. YouTube is the opposite, where long-form, high-quality content is actually rewarded. And for businesses looking to really explain their services, explain their core offering, and really kind of narrow down exactly what it is that makes them different from the competition, as well as just putting out helpful content that really breaks down exactly how to solve your ideal clients' issues and problems. YouTube is an unbelievable platform for getting very granular and also just showing people visually how your business and how your company can help them achieve their desired results. Now, in this video, I'm mainly talking about how YouTube can be used to grow your brand awareness and ultimately generate leads from those viewers. But obviously, it must be said that there's also a way to generate, thousands of dollars in passive income month after month just by growing your subscriber base. You don't really need to get an insane amount of subscribers. One channel I saw recently, the man had 60,000 subscribers. It was generating something like $3,000 a month in passive income. So you don't need millions to start making a good chunk of change each month online from YouTube. Another added benefit of creating YouTube videos consistently is that the fact that it is viewed as a TV type medium, that means that you're automatically seen as an expert, whether perhaps you deserve to be or not. And with that expert viewpoint comes a lot of authority and trust and expertise, which is ultimately why YouTube has become one of the best mediums out there for building one-to-one personal relationships at scale, kind of like how, I hope it's being done in this video. But I think this is very important for service-based companies, whether you're a lawyer, an architect, a web designer, an interior designer, an accountant, whatever. Today, as I'm sure you know in the sales conversations you're regularly having, it all comes down to the relationship and the trust and the expertise that you can provide in those relationships. And unlike blogging, for example, where it's very hard to build that personal relationship, the amazing thing about videos is that someone can really start to, binge your content, which is totally possible on YouTube. Like I said, 40 minutes is the average watch time on YouTube. But someone can really start to binge your content and really get to know you after just 4 or 5 videos. They can really get to know your personality, if you're interesting or funny, if they would enjoy working with you, if they think you offer good value and good content and good advice. So YouTube essentially allows you to communicate on behalf of your business on a mass scale, but also in a one-to-one way that really just cannot be replicated when it comes to things like blogging, for example. Another added benefit of YouTube, as well as really just creating videos like this in general, is that there's an immense amount of repurposability with every piece of video you make. So for example, in this video, I'm talking about several different benefits of consistently creating content on YouTube for your business. All these different clips, I'm probably going to take out and clip them each benefit by benefit and then post them on LinkedIn along with like a 1 to 2 sentence explanation for context. So from this one long form video, that's probably going to be somewhere around 15 minutes long, I can then clip out each segment and then post that on LinkedIn or on Facebook or on Instagram, if that's where your audience is online. And then I can use that short form content to ultimately get people to come back to the long form content, such as this video here. So the repurposability is immense. Another thing you could do if you really wanted to take this concept even a step further is you could take the entire full length video. You could then use a tool like Descript, which is what I've been using to make these videos. And you can use that to generate a transcript of everything you say automatically. You could then post that transcript on your blog, assuming in this case, you're going to take the video and put it on your blog as well. And then you can take that transcript. First of all, you can post it right on the blog itself, which is very helpful for SEO. But then using a tool like ChatGPT, which I'll talk about in subsequent videos as well, you could then take that transcript and additional information you give it, and you could then have ChatGPT take that full blog post and summarize all the points you've made. So that way, if someone doesn't have time to sit through a 15-minute video, they can just, quickly scan the blog post, skim through it, and get them key points in 2 to 3 minutes and still come away with an immense amount of value. Now, another great benefit of YouTube is that you can use it for your content efforts as well as your networking efforts. So a lot of what I'm going to be saying here is based on a book called Content-Based Networking. Going back to the television reference I made earlier at the beginning of this video, you could also use your YouTube channel. You could create several different, content types. And one of those content types could be interview-driven content. And this way you can do a lot of networking with your ideal prospects as well as people in your industry. And you can really deepen relationships you already have with people, build new relationships, of course, as well. And then ultimately leverage those relationships into business benefits. I'm coming from firsthand experience as someone who used to host a podcast that interviewing people regularly is an unbelievable way to not only meet cool people that you probably would have never met before, but also just to deepen relationships with people in your network, your friends, even your family members, if what they had to talk about is relevant to the content you're producing. And then also, it's some of the easiest content you could ever produce because literally all you got to do is turn the camera on and have a regular conversation as you would with any of your business colleagues. And then you take that recorded presentation. You might have to edit it a little bit depending on the speaking ability of people. And then you can just publish that right on YouTube. And then going back to what I said earlier with the clips, you could then clip out all the different key segments and topics you talked about, and then also leverage that into a social media strategy as well. Lastly, I want to conclude with just a simple little thought experiment that if you look at in your industry, who are the biggest people? So for me, working in web design and digital marketing, that's people like Ron Segal over at Flux Academy. That's people like Peyton Clark-Smith. That's people like Kevin Geary. There's a reason why the smartest and most well-known people in your industry are almost certainly investing in a YouTube strategy and consistently putting out content week after week. And I think there's a lot to be said about the fact that literally just do what the smartest people in your industry are doing. All right. So I know that was a lot of information. Perhaps going less tactical and more personal here, I want to talk about why I am going to be creating content on YouTube consistently going forward. I have done a lot in the past, but it's been very inconsistent, shall we say, to put it nicely. So you can see how I'm approaching it and how I'm thinking about it and how maybe that can help you think more about how you would want to create YouTube videos online as well. Selfishly, it's also just so whenever my family or friends ask me, what are you doing putting out YouTube videos every week like a madman? I can point to this clip right here. But secondly, I think this is also going to be very helpful if you've been thinking, all right, sounds cool, sounds interesting, but what type of time investment is this going to take? How much effort do I got to put into it? I'm going to answer all those questions right now. So first, I'll probably do a video in the future about creating a YouTube marketing strategy. But first of all, you really want to think about who you're trying to reach, because that's the only way you're going to be able to reverse engineer what type of content you want to create in the first place. For me, that's fellow entrepreneurs, creatives, people doing Webflow development, people doing UI and UX design in Figma, and just, marketers in general. I also want to create helpful content for marketing directors because on top of entrepreneurs and business owners, if I'm working with a larger company, I'm probably going to be working with the marketing director of that organization. And finally, I just want to create content as well for my fellow colleagues in the marketing industry. Before I went full-time on my own business, I worked for several different marketing agencies. So I have a good amount of contacts in the industry, and I want to be able to provide helpful content to them. That's also perhaps a little entertaining as well. So that's who I'm trying to reach. In terms of planning out the content, so I usually plan out a quarter ahead of time. So I'm filming this right at the start of Q4 2023. I already know the next videos I'm going to be making for the next 12 weeks. In terms of filming, it takes about an hour or two, depending on the length, depending on, the production quality and all that type of stuff that you're going for. But in general, if you're going to be making like talking head style videos similar to me like this, probably takes about an hour or two of filming. Then you're going to have to take all that raw footage and edit it. So you could use a very traditional editing platform like iMovie or Adobe Premiere or Final Cut if you have the budget for that. But I've been using this one tool called Descript, which makes it very, very simple to edit video content. You don't really need any technical skills, although it does provide you a way to kind of like leverage, your video editing skills should you know that. But really, if you can edit a blog post, you can edit a video with this tool. It's really cool. I like it a lot. I'll probably do a full video on how I'm using it as well. But Descript, check it out. Great tool. I would definitely recommend Descript if you don't have a video editing background and you're looking just to start to get up some videos like this. So then you edit the video. Could take another hour or two depending on the production quality and all the effects you might be trying to go for. But if you keep it pretty bare bones in terms of the filming, the content you're filming, and the editing as well, then it should take you no longer than, 60 to 90 minutes to film the video and then another 60 to 90 minutes to edit the video once you get that down. Then you'll probably want to spend another 30 to 60 minutes as well on the thumbnail. The thumbnail is one of the most important parts of YouTube because that's what entices people to click on the video to watch it. And if you can't get people to click, then they're not going to be able to watch it. So unfortunately, it really does start a lot with that thumbnail. I would not recommend a templated thumbnail design. I think everyone needs to be a little bit unique, but you can definitely try and keep it on brand, of course. Finally, especially when you don't have much of an audience like myself, I have like 55 subscribers as of this recording, you really need to be promoting the video online. So that could be to your network, That could be to your colleagues. That could be through, emails, whatever. You really do need to do a lot of hand-to-hand combat and promote the video. There's a lot you can do to obviously optimize it for the algorithm so it can get found in search as well. But in those beginning stages, you're really going to have to do a lot of hand-to-hand combat to get eyeballs and to start to generate the leads from your video. The way I'll be doing that is by clipping out certain segments of these videos I'm making and then posting them to LinkedIn so I can do mass promotion of the videos. So in conclusion, in the final analysis, YouTube is one of the most high leverage marketing channels. It's one of the few platforms today where you don't need to spend money necessarily buying ads and boosting the visibility of your videos. You can just put out great organic content consistently, and then you can naturally get found online by your ideal prospects when they're searching for the exact types of topics you're discussing. And then from there, you can build a relationship with them to ultimately generate leads for your business. I hope this video was helpful in kind of explaining why you might want to produce YouTube videos for your business. I try to make this a video like, what would I want to hear from someone who has some experience in marketing and is considering to produce YouTube videos? Lastly, I want to leave you with this mindset that YouTube, while it might seem like work, while it might seem like just another thing you got to do to grow your business, and maybe you're a marketing director, your boss is telling you got to start doing YouTube videos and you don't want to do it. But I would really encourage you to think of it as a creative outlet, because obviously, if we think about video, we think about films, we think about TV shows being very creative mediums. And when it comes to having a YouTube channel, going back to the television reference I opened this video with, you can be the producer, you can be the director, you can be the marketer, you can be the filmmaker, you can be your own individual one man or woman video studio. And I think there's really something quite amazing about that basically now anyone with a camera, and we've all got cameras with smartphones today being as ubiquitous as they are, we can all be a multimedia production studio, and we can all have our opinions and our voices and our stories told. And basically anyone with an internet connection anywhere in the world can then go online and find your content and connect with you and start building relationships. So I think there's really something unbelievably cool about that. So I just wanted to leave you with that little philosophical take as well. But all right, enough of me talking. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to like it. That helps me in the algorithm get found and all that type of stuff. Also, again, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be putting out videos every week talking about how to use online marketing to grow your business online. And if your company needs help with online marketing, then definitely feel free to book a strategy call with me. Link in the description. I'll help you plan out a whole marketing strategy based on where your business is currently at and where you're looking to go. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Until then, take it easy. Bye.